We talked about the Southeastern Conference. We're going to head over to the rest. I'm saying rest in peace a lot tonight, but the RIP Pac-12, the final chapter. Hopefully, we get some sort of Bill Walton monologue serenade as we lead into the tourney here.
The majestic desert colors coming together like the Grateful Dead solo of Sugar Magnolia. We are going to be smelling and embracing the sights and sounds of the desert as we watch the Tournament of Champions end.
We are
last one.
Pac-12.
Maybe they'll still have the tournament. Are they going to continue the tournament?
They could, I guess.
There's a lot of talk that the Pac-2 with their war chest full of money, $500 million or something, could be the Mountain West, be the new Pac-12.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it does seem like that. It's routinely been put back on the table. The idea of just like, absorbing. Anyway, we're heading to the T-Mobile Arena, which again makes a lot more sense than some of these conferences. Playing, I guess you could argue this is a hockey arena, but there is a professional basketball team that resides here in the WNBA. Gotcha. We're doing the simple single buy system. This is more of a classic tournament. You have everyone playing in a true first round, and then the top 4 seeds get buys into the quarterfinals, aka the second round. Let's look at the odds. We got Oregon State, Arizona State down at the bottom, 250 to 1 for Oregon State, Arizona State 150 to 1, Cal, the Bears 100 to 1, Stanford down at 60 to 1, UCLA 40 to 1, Washington 30 to 1, USC. That'd be fun if LeBron took a couple weeks off from the NBA just to pretend to be his son and play college ball at USC. That's a movie. He should make that when he's done playing. 22 to 1, Utah 17 to 1, Oregon, the Ducks. Heard a lot of people talking about the Ducks as a team that could go on a run. 11 to 1, Washington State 7 to 1, Colorado plus 480, and the favorites, the Wildcats of Arizona minus 150. I mean, first of all, it does seem like Arizona has established themselves. I mean, once again, this is now major conference number 2 that has odds that seem to resemble some of these minor conferences. Colby, does seem like the world's changing.
They established it. They just lost to USC, and they would have to play them in the second round.
Well, yeah. Let me finish my point. The odds are so stretched out. How could you possibly lay Arizona as the favorite, knowing what we know about them?
Well, so I guess I would say this for Arizona. It's interesting because, I mean, obviously they don't need to win this to get into the tournament, the real tournament, but
not on the bubble.
USC just beat them. So then it's like, do you really? I mean, USC is a fun, sexy pick.
A lot of people picking them too.
They're playing well here at the home stretch. They're getting healthy, which is big. I mean, again, they beat Washington and Arizona this past week. UCLA, Utah, Colorado. They lost in double OT, so they've been playing their best ball here towards the end of the season. The counter is, do we really think it's possible USC could beat Arizona twice, essentially in the same week? That to me is kind of a big ask, but maybe they just match up well against them.
As a chalky, very popular pick.
Yeah.
To go make
they're kind of becoming a public darling.
Big time.
I would say though, between them, like, I mean, I know UCLA got swept by Arizona, but they were up 17 in Tucson in the second half and lost that game. So it wouldn't shock me if the Bruins were able to take. I just think if you're Arizona, you almost don't want to win the thing because you saw you lose in the first round at Princeton last year.
Yeah. Get knocked out early, get some rest.
You don't
a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, you don't care about it. Well, the only thing that could possibly, is there any additional juice from this being the last one? Does it matter? They're leaving. It doesn't.
I don't really. And to me, like I just feel like this conference did not live up in the preseason. I actually thought it was going to be a lot better. Didn't live up to it this year, but this is going to be a bid stealing conference. I think. I really think Washington State and Arizona probably aren't going to win this thing. and it's going to be, Colorado, I guess their last 4 in right now, but maybe the Buffs, they're hot right now. Arizona State and Utah, they're capable of beating Colorado though. And to me, they're
I kind of wanted to take Colorado, but at plus 480, do we like that price? It doesn't feel like, I don't think they win this 20% of the time.
I mean, I really think every team has a shot. I mean, maybe you throw out Oregon State, but every other team I think actually has.
I mean, honestly,
shot.
to your point, Colby, everyone who isn't the top 3 teams is absolutely stealing a bid. And by the way, unrelated, but it does seem like Indiana State has a shot, Sean. They're not as dead as Colby made them seem. I did some of my own research.
Yeah,
seems like they have a pulse. We just we can't have the Pac-12 steal a bid. So if we're rooting for Indiana State to get in, we need Arizona, Colorado, or Washington.
When that
State.
happens, let me know, because this happened with Illinois State in the Missouri Valley in the past 6 or 7 years. When Mullen had that program rolling, they lost to Drake in the championship game with an unbelievable record. I think very similar to Indiana State's record, and they didn't even get and they got fucking hosed. So I understand these people say, well, they have a shot if all this, but they've never done it. They've never done it. So until they do, I won't buy in.
To Colby's point, I think this is fairly wide open. I know I have a soft spot for UCLA, but at 40-1,
no way.
40-1,
no.
I mean, right away they have good history so far this season against Oregon State and Oregon. So I think them getting to the quarterfinals there on Friday, that's a pretty realistic path for this UCLA team. Now I know they closed kind of cold. They lost 5 there, but again, they've beaten Oregon State twice. They beat Oregon once and then lost by 5 in Oregon. I think they have a good chance to get past Oregon and Oregon State, and then after that, who knows? So I will take a small sprinkle on them at 40-1.
They're broken. Can't do it.
You want to know one that I think is pretty hilarious that I kind of like their path. Stanford.
What?
So Stanford, Jared Haas has somehow avoided being fired. He should have been fired like 7 years ago. This would just be the thing, because everyone's pushing them out the door. They think, watch them win this, and look, they just whooped Cal's ass the other night.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, they won by 22.
Yeah, and dude, Stanford beat Arizona this year. Stanford's had moments where they look really good. So getting Washington State in the second round, I think they could beat Washington State, and then I think they're capable of beating Utah, Arizona State, or Colorado. And then you're like, well, who do they get in the championship game? Well, that can be a mystery. I mean, it could be Oregon, could be UCLA, could be USC, could be Arizona, could be Washington. I just think it's not that crazy of a play to sprinkle a little bit on the Stanford Cardinal.
I can't wait until Colby picks Cal +2.
Really?
When we break down the game, Cal Stanford. I'm with you, Colby. You made a great case for Stanford.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Stanford in the bottom part of the bracket, UCLA up top, and just go long shots here. Cause Colorado or Washington State, I think, to me, most intriguing teams, but I don't feel like you're getting the best odds on this.
Stanford being the second best 3-point shooting team in the conference. I mean, that's the angle.
That's all you need.
I'm gonna take a flyer on Utah. There's a lot of Mormons in Vegas.
Oh,
a lot of Mormons in Vegas. I might have a little home edge, right? Utah and Stanford. I mean, this honestly is throw a fucking dart at the wall, but I just think the value, Utah, Colorado. I got no idea who's. I mean, I would lean buff. Colorado's roster is so much better than everyone's except Arizona's in this entire conference, but they've looked like shit this year for the most part. Sprinkle a little bit on the Utes. Watch them lose to Arizona State in the first game. That's what's going to be hilarious. We could eat shit here. All of our picks could be cooked in the first game.
All right, so I'm on. So here's what I had noted down. I'm gonna take USC. For they're also in good form. I think with the conference tournaments, you got to take the teams in good form. USC, Stanford. So that's 22-1 for USC. That's Stanford at 60-1.
I'm with you on USC. Throw me in on that action. They've been playing a lot better down the stretch.
And then maybe I just don't get cute and don't take it. If I was going to take a team at the top, like to your point, I would take Colorado.
Yeah. Colorado to me.
Let's take Colorado then. What are we feeling? We love the Bison Buffs.
OJ
Buff
Simpson,
Bison.
OJ Simpson's son, KJ Simpson's dog.
Yeah,
At plus 480, I'm not doing it.
But we
So-
also like Washington State. Go Cougs.
Kramer, you're on Colorado, USC, and Stanford.
Yep.
I'm on UCLA and Stanford. Colby's on Utah, USC, and Stanford.
Nice picks, everyone.